So these tiny purple violets have been growing wild across my lawn for about a week now. My neighbor has been outside digging them up from his yard, which I think is a shame because they're just so pretty. I thought I'd take you along today while I draw them and hope you'll either join in or enjoy watching and pick up a few drawing tips along the way. To get started, you'll need some good paper. I'm using a sheet of cold pressed watercolor paper, but any mixed media paper is great. Next, you'll want to have a sketching pencil, a good quality eraser like this kneadable eraser I have here, and a fine-tipped black pen. I'll be using a Sakura of America micron pen in size 03. So let's start drafting our design. Just a few light pencil lines to guide us when we work in pen. These wild violets have 5 pointed petals that all stem from one center point, so I'm just doing a light sketch of 5 petals here. Once I picked these, the petals actually started to fold inward almost immediately, so I'm doing a lot of the sketch here from memory. The leaves of this particular violet variety is almost like a subtle heart shape with a slightly jagged outer edge. I'm just adding a couple of these leaves where I think they'll look good in the composition. Nothing is ever set in stone. Play around with the placement of the different elements we're adding here and see what you like. It doesn't have to look exactly like your reference. Getting creative is all part of the fun of drawing. Okay, so I like the overall shape of this rough draft here, so I'm going to come in with my pen now and start inking the outlines of these wild violets, starting with the center stamen of the flower. I'm going to use this as a reference point so I know where all of the petals need to come together. Keep the petals wider in the center and keep the tips with a slightly rounded point. If you want to add a bit of movement to your petals, you can come in and add an extra little line along some of the edges. Once we add in the detail lines in the next step, you'll notice these folds add a lot of interest to this really simple drawing. To make the outer edges of the leaves have that jagged look, just wiggle your pen slightly as you draw the line, and you'll end up with the perfect, subtle, jagged edge for these leaves. Add a center vein to each leaf as well. You'll notice the leaf to the bottom of the left is on a bit of an angle. To make it appear this way, I only drew a small portion of the top half of the leaf to make it look like it is curved down and hidden. Once all the leaves are in place, you can come in and add the outline of the stems. Just add 2 parallel lines close together that meet together at the bottom of the little bouquet. So we have the outlines done, so you can start adding some quick detail lines to this piece. What I'm going to do is come in with some quick, light lines concentrated toward the center of the violets or where the petals meet the stamen. This will help create a bit of depth within the petals. Basically, you want to imagine anywhere you'd like to create a shadow and add a few lines to those areas. Anywhere you want to appear higher up or to be catching light, leave those areas without any lines. I'm happy with how the petals look here, so I'm going to start adding in some detail lines to the leaves. Basically what I'm doing is drawing some lines that follow the angle of the bottom of each leaf and follow the curve up toward the top, with the lines starting from the center vein and extending outwards toward the outer edges. Don't make all of your lines reach the edges. Leave some white space and some broken lines, again to help create the illusion that light is hitting some of those areas. Keep drawing these quick curved lines until the length of all of the leaves are filled in. Once the leaves are filled in, just come in with your eraser and get rid of any of the leftover pencil lines and we're done. A really quick wild violet in just a few simple steps. Thanks for following along today, and until next time, bye-bye.